welcome to Business Morning on Union Television. I am Onyinye Eslofo, and today we're going to be reviewing something really dynamic in the business space. We understand that businesses have their downtimes and also have their very good aha moments. But then it's not always like that in every business, because there are times when things go wrong and then people begin to learn from it in the long run. Sometimes it's not easy to be able to manage the damage. Yes, we hear people do a lot of damage control. That is when it's almost out of hand. You don't have to wait until things become very bad before you look for how to manage or remedy them. There are times when you can avoid that situation rather than putting in so much effort to manage it. And today we're going to be reviewing business pitfalls you need to avoid. We're going to be looking at them and why you need to avoid them. And you will also be learning from people who have taught that part and picking out lessons you don't have to apply in your business, because you learn from other people's mistakes to avoid making the same mistake. We'll be going on a short break now, and when we come back from this break, we'll be delving deep into the topic. Stay with us. Welcome back to Business Morning. We're still reviewing business pitfalls you must avoid. Now, the first thing you need to know is that every business wants to be in the limelight. Every business wants to be seen. Every business needs to be heard. Because if people don't see you, if people don't hear about you, if people don't know you, you cannot make much sales. There are people who are making sales, but they get to feel, oh, we're behind, we're not being seen, nobody knows us as much, because if people know us, we'll be able to sell even more than we are selling. So there is this need for publicity. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You hear people say, market your business, put your brand out, sell yourself, tell people about yourself. So every opportunity you have, take it to sell yourself. Every opportunity you have, take it and tell people about your business. And that is what a lot of businesses have been doing, including you who is just starting. I know you must have told your family about your business. You must have told your friends. Even before you started business, some persons have called themselves CEO, or I'm going to be the new CEO, I'm going to become a new founder, I'm going to be the new president of XYZ group. And that's really okay. That's part of publicity. Some persons would go the extra mile to push their business, to bring their business to people, to be in front of people, so that they become top of mind and first option. But then in all of this, you must avoid negative publicity. That is a business pitfall, negative publicity. You know, there are times when people are in the news for the wrong reasons. And then some people would say every kind of publicity is publicity, but you don't want your business to be in that light. Let's take, for example, there is this brand that has been in the news since last year. What happened? There was a review from a customer, and then it escalated. Now their CEO has been on the media saying a lot of things. This would not happen to my business. Over my dead body, will I allow anybody run my business down? I can close down my business and fight for my reputation, the brand integrity. I wouldn't allow this person go scot-free. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do that. It is making the rounds. Imagine that this business has been in the news for over 1 year. I mean, this whole thing started in 2023 and now we are in 2024. And this matter has not been closed up until this time. Can you imagine the kind of resources that is going into that? Whether or not you like it, money is going into that publicity, because the more things are happening, people are getting to know them, because they go to court, they are dragging this issue, they are spending too. Now, imagine that this business has been in the news for the right reasons for over a year. It's not really something easy to maintain, but for them to still be in the news up until this time, people still have things to say. It gets to a point when people become tired. What are you still dragging? Can you just move on? Don't you have other things to do? And then people begin to vent through the brand, not on the person now, but they want to avoid your products. They want to stop patronizing you. They want to say bad things about you. They want to bring out the things that other people don't even know about your brand, because it's there. But if you had kept quiet or managed things appropriately, you would have known at what point to draw the line. You cannot keep flogging a particular issue for 1 year plus. And now it's interesting how people are even becoming more triggered because the said customer who gave this review has lost her pregnancy. So how do you equate it that a customer gave a review about your business and you blew it out of proportion because you're trying to fight for your business right? That is what a lot of people believe. The case is blown out of proportion and some people consider it marginalization. It is not wrong for you to fight for your business. It is not wrong for you to protect the integrity of your brand. But then there are limits to things. Everything should be done in order. There should be appropriation in everything you're doing. So to the point that a life is lost, is it worth it? That is the question. A lot of people in the media are standing against the brand because they feel they are intimidating this poor consumer. So there is consumer protection rights, and in as much as not everybody knows it, there are people who know this thing. There is life involved now. If they had ended this matter before now, it wouldn't have gotten to this point. So, in everything you do, don't be in the media for the wrong reason. Your business shouldn't have the wrong publicity because people will talk. Who are you selling to? You're selling to people. Who are your target audience? Your target audience are people. Who are you trying to protect your business for? People. And who is now against you? People. So know to do the right thing. Know at what point you should back off, at what point you should let things be. And there are strategic ways of managing people's feedback or customers' feedback. Not everybody is as educated as you are. Not everybody understands or has business intelligence. So how do you find a common ground? What should you do? How do you limit things? If you're trying to protect the interests of your business or your brand, make sure that in the process, your business is not suffering. Make sure that your brand is not suffering, because you cannot be wounding what you claim to be protecting. You cannot be hurting your business, hurting your brand, and turning the minds of people against your business and still believe you're protecting your business. Beware of wrong publicity. Look for ways to manage things well. Don't be that business that people would want to make reference to, and the only way the next party can understand is when there is a negative comment attached. Oh, that business that did XYZ against, oh, those people, you would have said those people rather than calling their name. I don't even know their name. You don't want that for your business. So negative publicity, you don't need it. Try to make sure that you manage your business well, because people will clap for you. People will commend you, even when they are clapping you to your grave, even when they are clapping you to your downfall, because they understand these things. They know when it's wrong. They know what they wouldn't do when it is their own business. They know what they wouldn't do when it concerns their own brand. But they will commend you. They would push you. They feel you're taking the bull by the horn. It's not every time you take the bull by the horn. You have to weigh your options, know what is at stake, know what kind of risk you can take. Because not every risk is needed for your business. You should take calculated risk and risk that are profiting. Now, when you're using the example we are reviewing, if you're trying to make someone a scapegoat, what's the outcome? At the end of the day, what are you going to be proud of? At the end of the day, what would you celebrate? Because really, people would want to say, oh, I'd rather stay away from this brand rather than have them make me feel this way. I cannot patronize, or I wouldn't want to patronize people who wouldn't acknowledge me, people who wouldn't even consider me, or people I cannot tell my opinion. So avoid negative publicity. Don't be in the news for the wrong reasons. Try to manage things appropriately And most importantly, seek counsel. Seek the right counsel because you need it for your business. Welcome back to Business Morning. We're still discussing business pitfalls to avoid. A lot of people take loans and they are not taking the loans to begin to work. They are taking the loans to build factories. So people have this great business plan and they need a factory or they need a store, and the next thing they go and take a loan. They use the loan to get the factory space. They use the loan to rent shops, and then the next thing they use the money they loaned, money you loaned. You're using it to buy machines. You're using it to buy gadgets that you're going to use in running the business. And then now that you finish setting up the place, the money is finished. You're not running the business. How do you intend to pay back? Or do you think people's money is your money? They can encourage you to take loan, but the way they encourage you to take loan is not the way they would sound when they come to recover the loan. The tone is not always the same because that is someone's money. And you've invested it wrongly. The machines will be there, getting spoiled. They are not being used. You're not running a business. The building is already crumbling and nothing is working there because you used the money wrongly. Money you're supposed to use in purchasing your products that you would sell and make profit, then start having a repayment plan, is what you use in buying heavy duty machines for production. How about you hire these machines? If you hire these machines and then use the money to get the materials for production and you try selling, when you sell, you make profits, you know what your profit margin is, and you know when or how to create your repayment plan so that you can begin to pay back the loan, because before it gets to a point when your interest is even way higher than the loan you took. So you don't have ownership of your business because you took the loan at the wrong time, or you took the loan you didn't even need. There are times when you don't need loan and then they are calling you to say, oh, you're eligible to get XYZ amount, you can pay back within this period, there's no pressure, and then you take it. Do you need it? It's not everything you're eligible for that you take. So why would they tell you you are eligible for a loan and you take the loan? That is when you remember that, oh, this loan will help me to paint this side of my store or to buy another machine. And when you've taken the loan, you feel trapped. Avoid unnecessary loans. So to recap on everything we've spoken about, business pitfalls you need to avoid. Number 1, we said avoid negative publicity. Number 2, we said avoid wrong feedback management. And number 3, we said avoid unnecessary loans. At this point, we're going to be going into the market to discuss with market people to know how they've been able to manage the feedback they've been receiving, how they've been able to thrive in their business, at what point they got loan, whether or not they needed loan, how they've been able to grow their business up until this time. You need the lessons and the information they have to share. So come with me.
This is Marketplace Synergy, a segment of Business Morning where we interact with market people to learn about their businesses, their challenges, and their success stories. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Just you're doing great today.
Yes, thank God. Thank God for today.
Okay, so we're talking around things you think business people need to avoid, like some things that business people are doing that is harmful to their business and they need to stay away from. But I have this concern about business people and loan. So that's the first question I'd like to ask you. What do you think about people who operate business with loan, especially those who back their claim with you cannot do business without taking loan?
First and foremost, from my own experience, my candid advice will be you start less. Less in the sense that when you know you don't have enough capital, you can't start up a business with capital. It's not the right move. You have to start with family and friends if it's very, very possible. Maybe through organization that you know their loans are not killing. You start there because you can start the first time and fail. You can start the second time and fail. So it's not advisable for you to get loan for a start for a business. It's not a win-win situation. So that of the loan, it has to do when you know to a large extent that your business has grown to a level that you have to check out about the rates of the loan given to you is very, very important. If the percentage is much and it's killing, because if you're having a business, you think of how to make a daily savings to pay up your shop money. You have to run, if you're a family person, you have to run the family. There's always other miscellaneous that will come up. So if you are thinking of loan, you know the level your business has gotten to before you start thinking about loan. The interest is very important. Like in this our business, you always have people that have collected loan. They want you to get into that their web of loan owing somebody at the end of the day. Since they've collected, they will advise you to do so. So, but for me, it's not that encouraging, except if you weighed yourself and you know you'll be able to pay up in due time. That's my candid advice about that.
So you said that if your business is still starting, you don't need loan, but then you should know when you should get a loan. So at what point do you think a business needs loan to finance it?
You know, on this part of our world where we do business on daily basis, we have the local team we call our job. So to a large extent, while doing your business, you always know at the back of your mind, let's say at the end of the day, you make a specific amount and you are stepping aside if it's 5,000 or 4,000 on daily basis. So at the end of either 6 months or 1 year, once you realize the money you've gotten and you want to stock your market, from that you will be able to know if you are good to do go when it has to do with borrowing. Literally, the way people talk about it is not something that is advisable. The Bible clearly made it. If you are a borrower, you are a sorrower. The people you are owing, they definitely come for you. So you have to think about the interest and how to go about it. So you have to be right. If it's not right at the end of the day, you see people gathering to come and sort out issues about the people you are owing. So borrow thing is not the way forward. The way forward is borrow wisely. You put out a channel how you are going to offset the money you borrow. If it's monthly, if it's quarterly, in a way that it won't affect your business. Because you tend to feel when people know your business is no longer what you used to do. So borrowing has made a lot of people not getting to the level they are supposed to get to. Thank you.
Awesome. So, is there any other thing you believe it's a problem for business people that it's making them to have, that's making people lose their business as someone who is already in the business space?
For me, first and foremost, I would say the advantage most business people has is about 80% of them they go through this apprenticeship, just the way my colleague explained. You have to go through it. Those years it used to be 9 to 10 years, 8 years, 7 years. It depends on the agreement. But with modernization and a lot of people going through secondary school, those days we are talking about, some theirs are more of primary school or just more normal formal education. But we have a lot of people here that have gone through universities. Some is just their ordinary degree. Some even has masters. So, but that apprenticeship thing is very, very important. It will enable you know the core aspect of business, how to negotiate, how to have this core customer relationship, how to navigate in terms of pricing, and to be able to satisfy your customer, which is very important at the end of the day. Because if they go, if they are emotionally attached to you, they keep on coming back. That's just literally how the business work. Now, then we don't have much people that are educated, but in few businesses now, we have more educated people. But no matter how educated you are, if you strike out a deal when you go through the process of that learning process, it will go a long way in helping you more than somebody that just woke up one day and venture into business. So I even would like our higher institutions to have this kind of arrangement that had to do with entrepreneurship, what's it called, apprenticeship, learning of trade, especially maybe the polytechnic where they have to go to IT and the rest of it. It really has a long way of helping the business to grow faster than the usual normal way. Maybe the school after 1 year or thereabout, they they have an arrangement, come to learn either 2 years or thereabout, and they are giving certificate and the rest of it. So I believe that will help more.
And that will be all on Marketplace Synergy today.
Yes, I'm glad I had this market walk with you, and it's really great that we are hearing from the horse's mouths people who are in the field, and we are learning from them as well. So now that you've gotten this information, now that you know, practice what you know, because applied knowledge is power and not just knowledge that you keep. And this brings us to the end of Business Morning for today. For insightful content, follow us across all our social media platforms. And yes, subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, I am Onyinye Eslofo. And until I see you again, keep watching Business Morning on Union Television.